This wasn't the most ideal place to stop the game. The walkthrough I'm using, it specifically states to use the God of Fire. And me being me, I was trying to find a link of why this is so. I was looking through all the texts, I was even looking online, I was even searching for the Mayan calendar to see if anything specific was related to this date. But it turns out that pretty much all these are sacred dates. So I pretty much got in a fix for no reason. So all we need to do is match up one of these bottom row, and one dot and a cross seems pretty easy to remember.
Well, setting the calendar obviously wasn't enough to get us in. Maybe there's a cover chart. You know, Gage, I've never seen a chalk mule turn down a present. There's got to be something around here that'll fit just right into the chalk mule's hands. Something round and bowl-like.
Like a ceramic bowl, maybe? Oh, what was that? Okay.
I knew that archaeologists found a series of natural caverns underneath this pyramid, but I don't think anyone's ever been able to figure out what they were used for. The Maya believed that the underworld was entered through a cave, so it's a good bet that that's what this place represented to them. Judging from what we've seen, I'd say that this is some sort of proving grounds, probably for supplicants to the priesthood. And considering that their word for the underworld was Sibalba, which literally means place of fright, I'll bet this was no funhouse. As I recall, the Mayan heavens in the underworld were usually represented as a 13-step pyramid on top of an upside-down 9-step pyramid, with the earth as a flat plane in between. The 13 gods of the heavens ruled the daytime, and the 9 gods of the underworld the night. That's why they called them the Lords of the Night. Their heavens were pretty exclusive. Only certain people like sacrifice victims and children were let in. The underworld was for everyone else. Anyone that didn't get into heaven would have to make the journey through the 9 levels of the underworld to the Deadland, which was ruled over by the god of death. Well, we're not getting out the way we came in. The opening of that shaft we fell down is at least 4 meters above us. I guess that's the idea. No other way but forward. I just hope there's another way out of here.
Well, we do have one way out of here, and that's the jump feature. But we're going to explore this area. There's not much we can actually do here. I only came here really to pick up one object. But we may as well explore it while we're here.
That skeleton isn't exactly fresh. They've obviously been using these caverns for a long time. Either that or they left it here for foreshadowing.
Yes, we're just here to pick up this priceless artifact. Yeah, please don't fall. This jumpsuit does not look very... it doesn't look the most agile of things.
Maybe those markings on the door are clues of some sort. We should translate the inscriptions in the lintel above the door and in the headdress on the figure on the right. Any information we could find would really be helpful, Gage. The inscriptions will help you more than I can. I really think you should translate them. Gage, relax. It's a door.
I'm sure this will all make sense in time. But at the moment, there isn't much we can actually do.
It looks like we're supposed to put the offering in that mouth to the right of the door. Just keep in mind what they want and what you might need. Something tells me that the water god wouldn't know what to do with a pair of galoshes or an umbrella. Maybe it's a lot simpler than that.
We don't actually own any galoshes or umbrellas.
Maybe he would accept rain itself, or even just water. How would you prove your worth to the god of war? It's not like we could just go out and join a battle to get through this door. Something related to war. Battle souvenir, maybe? What about something from the siege of Chateau Gaillard?
We will be heading there very soon.
Hey, nice door. Didn't I see Bob Vila make one of these on this old pyramid?
Unfortunately, the copper medallion won't work here. Why is there no any inscriptions here? Oh, there we go.
So what do you give to the god who has everything? Hey, maybe it's not what you're giving him, so much as what you're giving up. Followers of the wealth god would probably honor him by giving him something valuable.
I could always give up hope. Oh. I wonder. Now that wasn't too hard to spot. I hope that they were all going to be this easy. What exactly is this? It kind of looks like something broken, or maybe a partial boot print. I'm sure we'll find out in time. First sacrifice.
Complete the pyramid. In Mayan mythology, you had to go through each of the other levels of the underworld to reach the realm of the death god. Maybe we need something to prove that we've passed the other levels. If the other doors lead to the other realms of the underworld, then there must be something there that we're supposed to bring back to complete the pyramid. This is the door to Mictlan, the Dead Land. The Maya called it that because it was said to be ruled over by Mictlan Tecutli, their god of death.
I think that we have done all we can do here. Let's head towards Chateau Gaillard. I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of human presence here. Oh, hi! That was very convenient.
Well, looks like the only way out of here is down. It doesn't look like he's going to need that arrow anymore. I think you should take the arrow.
Really? I would never have guessed that one.
The wooden roofs were covered with tin, I think to prevent being set ablaze by flaming arrows. That big wooden thing over there is a siege tower. Philip Augustus terrorized the defenders by surrounding the castle with 14 of these. They're pretty handy for being able to shoot over the wall of a castle, but they did have one minor drawback. Can you say flammable?
Flammable.
Those boulders were dropped on any Nimrod trying to climb the walls. Kind of interesting how they use the more finished stone on the outside of the walls to make the castle look more imposing, and use the rough stone on the inside. The space in between was generally filled with rubble and, oh, I don't know, annoying singing frogs and metal boxes.
Oh. I pressed the wrong direction button then and slightly panicked.
Sounds locked to me.
How do you know? We haven't even tried it yet.
Call it a hunch, but I don't think we're getting in. I'd suggest we start looking around. Just keep in mind what you're looking for. Something historical has been tampered with. Where would be the most likely place to find something important? Well, I guess that anything of historical value would be somewhere in the keep. Whatever was messed with, it's probably a good bet we'll find it there. These wooden hoardings here, they were put up for defense before a siege to protect archers, and get this, allow the soldiers to drop big, heavy, painful things on the attackers below. Charming, isn't it? This castle really was the jewel in King Richard's crown. He once wrote about Chateau Gaillard. How beautiful is my year-old daughter. When Philip Augustus had said that he would take this castle though its walls were made of iron, King Richard retorted that he would hold it if its walls were made of butter. Then King John the Soft Sword took over. When Philip was done with this place, you could pour it on your popcorn. When Philip Augustus heard about Richard's death in 1199, he set about retaking Normandy. And within 3 years, in October of 1203, he was knocking on Chateau Gaillard's door with a formidable army. John answered the door with 300 knights, 3,000 horsemen, and 4,000 foot soldiers and assorted ruffians, who tried to surprise Philip's army with a night attack. Big mistake. He wasn't counting on the new cohesion and confidence of Philip's army in the light of Richard's death. They were slaughtered. These holes in the walls, or they called them arrow loops, were designed to protect archers while still giving them a wide angle of aim. These wooden walkways were generally the only way to get around a tower. If a portion of the wall was overrun, they could just remove the walkways and the enemy wouldn't be able to get any further. Ah, see that bridge to the inner bailey? This was the castle's one weakness. Under cover of the bridge, Philip Augustus's men managed to dig under the wall and collapse a section of it in what they called a sapping operation. When an attacker would sap a wall of a castle, they would dig a tunnel underneath the foundation supported by a wooden framework. They would then set fire to the wooden beams and the tunnel would collapse under the wall, bringing it down.
Wait, is this a toilet?
Well, this has already served its historical purpose, and I, for one, can think of a few things you can do with a fine, sturdy grappling hook. So a clever French knight figures out that he and a few men can get into the castle by climbing up through a toilet. So right now they must be fighting it out at the main gate. By now there will only be about 60 English soldiers remaining anyway. No wonder this place seems deserted.
Well, even if we could go this way, I don't think we should go this way. Arthur does have a lot to say, so...
Hope the serfs have umbrellas.
Ooh. As I was saying, Arthur has a lot to say. I'm going to try and capture pretty much all of it. I kind of realised I missed that bit down by the night.
Ah, the classic garderobe. Simplicity at its finest.
You tiny-brained wipers of other people's bottoms, I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries. Sorry, I always wanted to say that.
Nice.
So this is what a real siege looks like. Not a lot like what you see on the holoflicks. Not a lot of action. Most of it was just bringing an army, surrounding a castle to prevent defenders from getting supplies, and then waiting around until they either starved or surrendered. In the meantime, they built towers and assault engines, readying for when the defenders were softened up enough to attack. Anyone for bloodshed? You want to know what made this castle such a unique piece of military architecture? King Richard's design for the keep and inner bailey. Look, see those rib-like structures ringing the top of the keep? They were designed to funnel drop projectiles down to the skirt-like plinth at the bottom, which bounced the stones in kind of a fan-shaped trajectory. This way there was nowhere that the attackers could approach the castle without being vulnerable. I don't know, Gage. That looks pretty steep. Well, you can try it if you want. Just let me off here. Look, I don't want to sound like your mother, but...
You gotta put your eye out.
Yeah, this is a... We can actually go down here, but it's not the correct way to go. You can probably imagine that bad things may happen if we go tumbling down this roof.
We seem to be getting closer to where that catapult is hitting, and I'd be willing to bet their aim isn't getting worse.
Yeah, that's kind of a warning, and this part it can be a bit of a dick move. I have no idea who that is.
Missed me by that much.
Yeah, if you just wander down here and then cross through this pathway, that boulder just hits you straight in the face. Without, well, we did have a warning, but there was no warning it was going to hit us.
It doesn't look like we're getting past this hole in the wall, but maybe this can help us get down to ground level. Well, if the rubble didn't collapse that roof, it's a pretty good bet it'll hold us too. I suppose we could try to find a way into the keep, or maybe check out some of these buildings down here.
Yeah, we will go to the keep soon, but there is a little bit we can actually explore here. Well, there's one thing we need to do. They don't really look like their hearts are in this.
Buildings in this time were built of a half-timber framework with gaps filled with wattle and daub. God, I hate English food. Anyway.
I didn't mean to cut Arthur off.
It looks like we're in a pretty well-equipped blacksmith shop. There's bound to be something useful in here. Let's just look around a little. Hello? Excuse me. Hello? Hammer? Useful? Hammer? Useful?
Thanks, Arthur.
Yes, the incredible sharpening wheel, the latest in lightweight stone technology. It spins, it sparks, it sharpens your knives. It's absolutely free with your 6-piece set of Ginsu broadswords.
Hey, now there's a nasty-looking rig. The blacksmith would use something like that to hold cows and horses still for shoeing. No doubt some of them enjoyed it, too. I mean, still, there's nothing more disturbing than a cow into bondage.
What? I missed that comment the last time I played this.
This is an old wood-burning forge, which blacksmiths at the time used to heat up and soften raw iron, which they would then hammer to create rod or forged tools and weapons. This fire can only get up to about 1,300 degrees Celsius. Stop me, I'm getting too technical. So they would be limited to casting softer metals, such as bronze, copper, or gold.
Pumping the bellows draws air through the coals, stoking the fire. Try it, you weakling.
Okay, it seems like we have everything here. And this is why we needed to visit Chichen Itza first. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. No, we need that. Now, this is slightly confusing as I'm pretty sure that this will still be hot and not in a solid matter. I'm not exactly a smithing expert, but I believe we need a process to cool it down. But this is a video game and time is of the essence, so I'm guessing they're trying not to be too realistic.
Well, there's no bridge and there's no boat, so maybe you should try the direct approach. You know, sometimes you've just got to get your feet wet. Look, check your files. Your suit is waterproof. If I had lips, I'd want you to read them.
Yes, I know. We will be going there momentarily. But first, there's another clue. Can you see it? Now that is definite proof that someone has been messing around. And I'm guessing that this is going to be like Cinderella, where we need to find the correct shoe to match this one. Right.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
An open window. That might be a way into the keep. That's either a very dirty moat or a very clean sewer. Holy vertically challenged, Batman! We gotta get up there! Why don't you check your utility belt? Well, you're either gonna need a grappling hook or get bitten by a radioactive spider. Look, I've used up all the literary references I think you'll understand. Use the grappling hook.